In 8th place, these are all A relays for these clubs. In 8th place, Rockwood Swim Club, Kloutman, Schosel, Cook, and Shook. 7th place, Dad Swim Club, Kitchell, Smith, Burke, and DeMacius. 6th place, North Carolina Aquatic Club, Wolk, Emmerich, Collins, and Brock. 5th place, Tide Riders, Brown, Maloney, Chavez, and Arbiter. 4th place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Parsons, Cortez, Francis, and Schumacher. 3rd place, Germantown Academy Aquatic, Freeman, Bowles, Hamill, and Gibson. 2nd place, Academy Bullets, Rents, Murphy, Vlesick, and McCann. And your 2023 NCSA champions in the women's 800 freestyle relay, Lakeside Swim Team, Elizabeth Suma, Charlotte Crush, Haley McDonald, and Ava Graziani. Their winning time, 8:19.74. Thank you, ladies. Our next award presentation at the men's 200 freestyle relay. In lane 8, again, these are all A relays for these clubs. In 8th place, Stingrays, Elmore, Smith, Raritan, and Thomas. 7th place, Machine Aquatics, Dyer, Ross, St. Louis, and Graham. 6th place, Kentucky Aquatics, Odo, Coyle, Grinke, and Oxenbeam. In 5th place, Germantown Academy, Fleck, Freeman, Zhao, and D'Ariano. 4th place, Suburban Seahawks, Wang, Nensha, Johnson, Yeniye. 3rd place, Dad's Club, Chapman, Brenton, Hensel, and Meow. 2nd place, Huntsville Swim Association, Tretyakoff, Walker, Bedsole, and McDonald. And your 2023 NCSA champions in the men's 200 freestyle relay, Lakeside Swim Team, John Crush, Alexander Teesing, Thomas Mercer, and Zane Butt in a time of 1:33.49. Coaches and parents, we'd like to take this quiet moment to remind you of some email communication that most of you should have received if you haven't talked to your coaches. But tomorrow morning, there's something called the Tri-Indy. It's a gigantic triathlon event that takes place in Whitewater State Park, just behind the natatorium here. And there will be some running, some bike riding on some of the streets. The police will be letting traffic through. It's one of the only times that swimmers, if some of you are familiar with the Promenade Canal downtown right over here, a couple blocks, it's the only time that people can swim in the canal is during the triathlon. It's one of the great attractions about it. But there are going to be thousands of triathletes downtown. You're going to see a lot of people down here on a Sunday morning. The Olympic distance starts at 7:30, the duathlon starts at 7:45, and the sprint distance at 8:30, but you'll be in here, our session will be going, but check that out, check out those communications, and just beware, you might want to give yourself a little more time to get to the natatorium tomorrow morning. Tonight we're going to see finals competition in the women's and men's 400 free, women's and men's 100 butterfly, women's and men's 200 breaststroke, and then we'll wrap up our evening with women's and men's 400 freestyle relay. So it's going to be a good time tonight. Lots of fast swims. At this time, I'd like to ask that you all please rise for tonight's playing of our national anthem. All right, we're going to kick it off tonight. Women's 400 freestyle. First up, the E final heat in this event. Lane 1 for North Carolina Aquatic, Abigail Emmerich. 2 for Academy Bullets, Sadie Murphy. 3 for St. Andrews Aquatics, Sienna Griffiths. 4 for Texas Ford Aquatics, Avery Wharton. 5 for Blazing Barracudas, Beatrice Stewart. 6 for Germantown Academy, Amelia Gibson. 7 for Lakeside Swim Team, Lena Sires. And lane 8 for Arlington Aquatic Club, Haley Lehman. .200-meter turn coming up for your leader, Sadie Murphy, Academy Bullets over in lane 2. She's around in a 2:09.61. Ahead of Beatrice Stewart Stewart 2:12.04. Once again tonight, we will be parading in our championship finalists in individual events. So we need our championship final heat for the women's 400 freestyle down at parade staging to the lower left hand corner of the scoreboard balcony end of the natatorium. Sadie Murphy, Academy Bullets, lane 2 with a sizable lead here in our opening E-final heat of the women's 400 freestyle this evening. She turns in a 3:18.24. Beatrice Stewart, lane 5, 3:20.88 in third. Amelia Gibson. Gibson around a 3:21.71. Sadie Murphy on her way back on her final 50 here. Sadie Murphy is going to take the E-final heat. The race here for second position in lane 3. We got Griffiths in lane 5. Stewart, but Sadie Murphy from Academy Bullets on the wall first in the E-final in a time of 4:26.71. Here's the D final in the women's 400 free. Lane 1 for Suburban Seahawks, Caitlin Colasar. 2 for Texas Ford Aquatics, Isabel Henderson. 3 for Ole Swimming, Emma Kate Zanoli. 4 for Lakeside Swim Team, Lillian Burkowski. 5 for Nova of Virginia, Kira Reed. 6 for Ole Swimming, Elise McCall. 7 for Lakeside Swim Team, Elizabeth Suma. And at lane 8 for Rockwood Swim Club, Taylor Kloutman. Leading the D final heat in lane 8, Taylor Kloutman, Rockwood Swim Club. She turns in a 1:03.25 ahead of Elise McCall. Ole Swimming in lane 6. 200 turn in lane 6. Elise McCall only swimming on the move. McCall now out front, lane 6, as she turns 2:11.35 ahead of Cloutman in the lane 8, 2:11.72. And third, Emma Kate Zanoli from Ole Swimming, lane 3, as she turned in a 2:12.13. It's going to be 100 to go here in the D final. Now suddenly right here at the end of this length, Elizabeth Suma, Lakeside Swim Team. She suddenly picked it up, and she is into the lead ahead of McCall in lane 6 and Zanoli in lane 3. Elizabeth Suma still in the lead on the final turn. Elizabeth Suma, Lakeside Swim Team. Less than half a length to go here in the D final heat of the women's 400 freestyle. Suma was a 4:30.75 in her preliminary swim this morning. A nice drop this evening as she's on the wall in a time of 4:25.98. Bonus final in this event. Lane 1 for Long Island Aquatic, April Chung. 2 for Long Island Aquatic, Sasha Carafin. 3 for Wilmington Aquatic Club, Kira Agnew. 4 for Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Claire Parsons. 5 for Suburban Seahawks, Gima Underkoffler. 6 for Nova of Virginia, Riley Miklos. 7 for Texas Ford Aquatics, Daniela Ferreira-Fontes. And in lane 8 for Nova of Virginia, Kirsten Armstrong. Kira Agnew, Wilmington Aquatics, going to be leading at the 100. 102.35 ahead of Riley Miklos from Nova. Lane 6 at 103.06. Kira Agnew, lane 3. Still out front, holding her distance out in front of the rest of the bonus final heat here. She turns in a 2:08.83. Miklos, lane 6, turns in a 2:10.93. And third, Claire Parsons from Fast Tigers, lane 4, 2:10.98. 300 turn for Kira Agnew. 3:16.28. Gima Underkoffler now in second position, lane 5. She turned 3:18.27. And third, Riley Miklos from Nova. Half a length to go here in the bonus final heat. Up to this point, Kira Agnew hasn't been challenged. She's been out front with a healthy lead the whole way. And she's going to come into the wall that way. Kira Agnew, Wilmington Aquatic Club, 4:22.02 in the bonus final heat of the women's 400 freestyle. Consolation final in the women's 400 free. Lane 1 for Eagle Swim Team, Aaron Booty. 2 for Core Swimming, Amelia Lester. 3 for Team Greenville, Lauren Adams. 4 for City of Lafayette Aquatics, Marie Landrenau. 5 for Team Greenville, Lily Abdullah. 6 for North Carolina Aquatic, Daisy Collins. 7 for Long Island Aquatic Club, Samantha Anderson. And 8 for Zionsville Swim Club, Annabelle Swinney. Marie Landrenau, City of Lafayette. Out in front, 101.00. Ahead of Lily Abdullah in lane 5. And third, Daisy Collins in lane 6. Landra now at the 200. She's around a 207.06. Abdella 209.50. Daisy Collins, third in lane 6, and fourth, Samantha Anderson in lane 7. .300 turn for Marie Landrenau. Has not been challenged here in the consolation final heat as far as the lead. 3:14.31. Lily Abdella from Team Greenville, second in lane 5. Marie Landrenau, City of Lafayette Aquatics. First to touch in the consolation final heat of the women's 400 free, a 4:21.26. And now, here is your first championship final heat of the evening, that of the women's 400 freestyle. And here's how they'll line up in this one. Lane 1 from Rockville, Montgomery, Andrea Dworak. 2 for Tide Riders, Nora Lee Brown. 3 for Germantown Academy, Emily Hamill. Lane 4 for Rockville, Montgomery, Madison Smith. Lane 5 for Lakeside Swim Team, Haley McDonald. 6 for Team Greenville, Lilla Bogner. 7 for New Wave Swim Club, Isabel Monday. And in lane 8 for Germantown Academy, Carly Bowles in your championship final heat of women's 400 freestyle. NCSA long course record of the women's 400 freestyle, 4:13.56 by Lainey Mullins. Suburban Seahawk at last summer's championship meet. The Olympic trial cut time, 4:15.49. Madison Smith, Rockville, Montgomery, your top seed in lane 4. She swam this race this morning, 4:15.58, so she is just knocking on the door of getting her Olympic trial cut in this event. Smith entered this race 4:17.03, so she knocked off about a second and a half in her swim this morning. And she's got some company with her at the first 100. Smith's around in a 1:00.61. Just a few ticks quicker than this morning at a 1:00.94, and right with her, Haley McDonald of Lakeside. .200 turn coming up. It's going to be Madison Smith again. She's around in a time of 2:04.78. Haley McDonald, lane 5 second, 2:05.06. And third, Andrea Dworick in lane 1. Madison Smith in lane 4. It looks like she's starting to wind it up a little bit, picking up her stroke count over McDonald. Madison Smith this morning turned at the 300, 3:11.22. She should be quicker than that to get the Olympic trial cut time. She's around in a 3:08.79. She's on Olympic trial cut pace here in the women's 400 freestyle. Let's give these ladies some encouragement. McDonald around in a 3:10.04. Third now, Emily Hamill in lane 3. That's it. Get your hands up in the air. Let these swimmers see you. Their teammates at the end of the pool encouraging these ladies on in the championship final heat of the women's 400 freestyle. Madison Smith bringing it in. Madison Smith coming in for a strong finish here. The Olympic trial cut time, 4:15.49. And she gets it in a time of 4:12.80 and a new NCSA long course record in the women's 400 free, 4:12.80. Nice job, ladies. .400 freestyle for men now. Here's your E-final heat. E-final underway. Lane 1 for Eagle Swim Team, Andrew Chen. 2 for North Carolina Aquatic, Tyler Barrett. 3 for Northwest Arkansas Aquatic, Dane Boskus. 4 for Rockville Montgomery, Alexander Wynn. 5 for Course Swimming, Evan Gluck. 6 for Suburban Seahawks, Gavin Shiflett. 7 for Long Island Aquatic Club, Ethan Silver. And in lane 8 for City of Mobile, James Andrews. Tyler Barrett out front, lane 2, as he turns in a 58.90 ahead of Ethan Silver, lane 7, the 58.96. Alexander Wynn, Rockville Montgomery, now into the lead here as he sets up for his 200 turn. Win around in a time of 2:00:51 ahead of Barrett in lane 2, 2:01:38 in third. Silver, lane 7 at a 2:01.81. Alexander Wynn at the 300, around in a 3:02.83. Gluck in lane 5, 3:04.43. And Tyler Barrett, third in lane 2 at a 3:04.98. Alexander Wynn, 4:04.23 in the E-final heat of men's 400 free. Here's the D final. D final, lane 1 for Dad's Club. Nathan Moss, 2 for Petty Aquatic Association. Tomas Chevres, 3 for Academy Bullets. Braden Capon, 4 for Nova of Virginia. Jackson Mueller, 5 for Chicago Wolfpack. Charles Tracy, 6 for North Carolina Aquatic. Andrew Commons, 7 for Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Luke Parsons, And in lane 8 for Northwest Arkansas Aquatics, Dennis Ozil. Charles Tracy, lane 5 out front at the 100, 56.71, ahead of Tomas Chevres in lane 2, 57.02. Halfway through the race here for Charles Tracy, 158.34. Chevrolet still in second. Lane 2 and Capon now in third. Braden Capon from Academy Bullets. But Capon in that side-by-side battle with Chevrolet there in 2 and 3. And it looks like they are making progress on catching up with Tracy. Here's the turn at the far end. Tracy's still out front. And it's going to be 100 to go for the leader, Charles Tracy, Chicago Wolfpack, as he turns in a 3:00:39. Chevrolet and Capon swapping it back and forth for second and third, but we're coming down to the wire. Only a length and a half to go for them. Charles Tracy on his way back. There again, Capon and Chevrolet swapping second and third again. But it's the sprint down to the finish with half a length to go for Charles Tracy. And now half a length to go for Chevrolet and Capon. Tomas Chevrolet stepping on the gas over Capon as Charles Tracy coming into the wall here in lane 5, and he's going to take the D final heat in a time of 4:01.57. Tomas Chevrolet second on the wall, 4:03.42, and Braden Capon third in lane 3, 4:03.79. There's some good racing there in the D final heat of the men's 400 free. Now the bonus final of men's 400 freestyle. Lane 1 for Boilermaker Aquatic, Ryan Knipp. 2 for Dad's Club, Larkin Hellman. 3 for Zionsville. Swim Club is Malcolm Slater. 4 for Lakeside Swim Team, Alexander Teesing. 5 for Germantown Academy, Landon D'Ariano. In lane 6 for Long Island Aquatic Club, Owen Meow. 7 for Nova of Virginia, Hayden Bartz. And 8 for Lakeside Swim Team, Mason Lanning. Landon D'Ariano for our Germantown Academy. Leading at the 100, lane 5, 55.76 over Alexander Teesing in lane 4. Third in lane 1, Ryan Knipp. D'Ariano's 200 split, 156.29. Teesing, 158.65. And third now, Malcolm Slater, Zionsville Swim Club in lane 3. He was around in a 2:00.24. Landon D'Ariano, Germantown Academy, lane 5. Healthy lead here over the bonus final heat at the 300, 259.02. Teesing still in second, 301.26. Slater still in third. So positions in this race staying pretty consistent. D'Ariano looks to be stepping on the gas a bit. He splits a 31.98 in that last 50, but Teesing splitting a 31.22 as Teesing trying to close the gap on D'Ariano as they're coming down here on the last length. And D'Ariano under the flags into the wall here in the bonus final heat of the men's 400 free. His time, 4:02.09. Here's the consolation final of men's 400 freestyle. Lane 1 for Team Pittsburgh, Luke Hartman. 2 for Suburban Seahawks, Ken Yinier. 3 for Fort Wayne Swim Team, Owen Dankirk. 4 for Lakeside Swim Team, John Crush. 5 for Tide Riders, Maxwell Marcus. 6 for Germantown Academy, Jonathan Freeman. 7 for Mako Aquatics, Andrew Hansen. Lane 8 for North Carolina Aquatic Club, Ian Platts Mills. John Crush, Lakeside Swim Team in lane 4. He's been a strong performer at night. He was out in a 56-57 this morning, 56-52 tonight. Jonathan Freeman, second in lane 6. Freeman turned around at the 100 at the same time as Hansen. John Crush at the 200. One of our closer races going on here in the men's 400 freestyle this evening. Crush turns in a 158.69 with Luke Hartman, second in lane 1, 159.41. Now Luke Hartman over in lane 1 into the lead for Team Pittsburgh. Down at the far end. Luke Hartman, Team Pittsburgh, lane 1. Starts to pull away from the rest of the field. He gets around here at the 300. 301.02. Owen Dankirk, second for Fort Wayne Swim Team. 301.82. Crush is third in lane 4. Final turn here in this consolation final heat. Ken Yinier now into the lead, lane 2. He turns at the far end, 331.98. John Crush second, Hartman into third. Ken Yinier from Suburban Seahawks. He's blasting it back here on his final length of the 400 freestyle. And Yinier on the wall in a time of 4:01.38. He split at 29.40. Second to touch, Andrew Hansen in lane 7. So all sorts of position changes throughout that race. The consolation final, that was a good one. All right, let's bring out the championship final heat of the men's 400 free. See what these guys can do. Here's how the lineup for this race. Lane 1 for New Wave Swim Club, Truman Brynup. 2 for Lakeside Swim Team, Clay Bauman. 3 for Petty Aquatic Association, Luke Brennan. 4 for Dad's Club, Alex Meow. 5 for Core Swimming, William Savarese. 6 for Rockville Montgomery, Cooper Zecker-Kemney. 7 for Swim Houston, Gideon Swan. And in lane 8 for Eagle Swim Team, Brandon Richter, your championship final heat in men's 400 freestyle. NCSA long course record in the men's 400 freestyle, a 350.97 by Alec Enyart of Tsunami Swim Team at last summer's championship meet. The Olympic trial cut for this event, 355.59. Based on the seed times coming in, none of these gentlemen have their Olympic trial cut time in this event, but tonight is an opportunity to check that box. Alex Meow, Dad's Club, he was out this morning at the 100, 56.77. A little bit slower tonight, 55.85. William Savarese, course swimming, lane 5, 56.38. And Luke Brennan, third in lane 3. William Savarese, course swimming, lane 5, with the edge over Alex Meow, lane 4. Savarese turns at the 200, 156.51. Meow in lane 4, 156.89. Brennan, third in lane 3, 157.66. Savarese maintaining his lead and building it here in lane 5. William Savarese with a 300 split this morning, 259.74. Savarese turning at the 100, 257.55. Luke Brennan now into second position, lane 3. Alex Meow, third in lane 4. Savarese around on his final turn. On the way back home, turned 328.05. About 3 seconds quicker than his time this morning. Down here at the 350, and he's racing it down here to the finish. William Savarese, course swimming, is going to win the men's 400 freestyle in a time of 3:58.07. We need a coaching representative from Tide Riders to the lower admin table. Coaching representative from Tide Riders, please go to the lower admin table. Women's 100 butterfly up next. Starting it off with the E final heat. Lane 1 for Academy Bullets, Kendall Mahlers. 2 for the Bullets, Ariana Nicola. 3 for Tide Riders, Madeline Krager. 4 for North Carolina Aquatic, Maya Lambert. 5 for Suburban Seahawks, Caitlin Colasar. 6 for Rockwood Swim Club, Sydney Shope. 7 for Eagle Swim Team, Samantha Randall. And lane 8 for Chelsea Piers Aquatic, Miller Ward. Turning first at the 100, lane 2, Ariana Nicola of Academy Bullets, 29.43, ahead of Caitlin Colasar of Suburban Seahawks. Colasar in lane 5. Got some action over here. Miller Ward, Chelsea Piers in lane 8. And touching first is Miller Ward from Chelsea Piers Aquatics. From the outside, a time of 103.30. D final in women's 100 fly. Lane 1 for Huntsville Swim Association, Abigail Chan. 2 for Lakeside Swim Team, Kate Brager. 3 for Arlington Aquatic, Rachel Connolly. 4 for St. Croix Swim Club, Evelyn Wood. 5 for Suburban Seahawks, Gima Underkoffler. 6 for Nova of Virginia, Elizabeth Goodwin Burney. 7 for Greenwich, YWCA, Penelope Lazar. And a lane 8 for Dad's Club, Cassidy Kitchell. D final heat down at the far end already, with Goodwin Burney out front, lane 6, 29.15, ahead of Kate Brager in lane 2. D final heat coming into the wall with Gima Underkoffler touching first in lane 5, 102.93. Bonus final heat now. Lane 1 for Eagle Swim Team, Aaron Booty. 2 for Hershey Aquatic, Callista Overly. 3 for Blazing Barracudas, Claire Mihawk. 4 for Chelsea Piers Aquatic, Annam Ulisware. 5 for Lakeside Swim Team, Kinley Jones. 6 for Ole Swimming, Catherine Tang. 7 for Salem Swim Team, Lauren McNamara. And 8 for Chicago Wolfpack, Maya Arroyo. Leading at the halfway mark here in the bonus final heat, Annam Ulisware from Chelsea Piers. She's around in a 28.51, ahead of Claire Mihawk in lane 3. Into the wall they come. And it is Alasware touching first in lane 4. Consolation final in women's 100 fly. Lane 1 of this consolation final heat from Irish Aquatics. Lily Christensen, 2 for North Carolina Aquatic. Eva Belke, 3 for course swimming. Eloise Williamson, 4 for Southeastern Swim Club. Audrey Crawford, 5 for course swimming. Campbell Chase, 6 for Chicago Wolfpack. Isabella Chow, 7 for Lakeside Swim Team. Sydney Brager, and 8 for Waukesha Express. Ella Antnuski. And coming in on the consolation final heat, on the wall first, Audrey Crawford, lane 4, 101.44. As we now bring out the championship final heat in women's 100 butterfly. Here's the lineup. Lane 1 for Blazing Barracudas, Lily Mihawk. 2 for Huntsville Swim Association, Samantha Chan. 3 for Arlington Aquatic, Sophie Fredericks. 4 for Lakeside Swim Team, Charlotte Crush. 6 for TNT Swimming, Lavinia Sim. 6 for St. Andrews Aquatics, Aspen Gersper. 7 for Germantown Academy, Taylor Grimley. And in lane 8 for Academy Bullets, Rebecca Brentz, in the championship final heat now of women's 100 butterfly. NCSA long course record of the women's 100 fly, 59:35 by Victoria Husky of Arlington Aquatic in 2018. The Olympic trial cut time, 1:00.19. Charlotte Crush getting her Olympic trial cut with her swim this morning, 59.99, and very close to that meet record. Crush was out this morning in a 27.63, 27.02. We're ahead of record pace. Lavinia Sims, second in lane 5. Charlotte Crush, Lakeside Swim Team, cranking it out. Down to the finish here in the championship final heat. And Charlotte, she's on the wall in a new meet record time, 59.07. the old record, 59:35. Fantastic swim there by Charlotte Crush, and betted her seed time for the Olympic trials in the women's 100 butterfly. Very nice. Men's 100 butterfly coming up. Here's the E final. E-final, lane 1 for Machine Aquatics, Jason Ross. 2 for Arlington Aquatic, Evan Ingraham. 3 for Texas Fort Aquatics, Graydon Barker. 4 for Poseidon Swimming, Spencer Campbell. 5 for Eagle Swim Team, Langston Duncan. 6 for New Wave, Caden Hedrick. 7 for Chelsea Piers Aquatic, Timothy King. And lane 8 for Coast Guard Blue Dolphins, Ryan Griffith. Langston Duncan out front, lane 5. And Caden Hedrick here in the E-final heat of the men's 100 fly, 56.12. D-final heat now in this event. Lane 1 for St. Andrews Aquatics, Lucas Bailey. 2 for Affinity Aquatic, Thaddeus Austin. 3 for Team Pittsburgh, William Gow. 4 for Center Grove Aquatics, Samuel Smith. 5 for Suburban Seahawks, Ken Yinier. 6 for Franklin Regional, James Stewart. 7 for Lakeside, Boone Wilcox. And 8 for Stingrays, James Widner. Thaddeus Austin out front, lane 2, 25.89. Ahead of Lucas Bailey next to him in lane 1, who turned in at 26.52. William Gow out of lane 3, Team Pittsburgh, 56.47. And now the bonus final in the men's 100 butterfly. Lane 1 for Suburban Seahawks, Brock Whitaker. 2 for Chelsea Piers Aquatic, Owen Tharrington. 3 for Huntsville Swim Association, Luke Betzel. 4 for Lakeside Swim Team, Thomas Mercer. 5 for North Carolina Aquatic, Lucas Lee. 6 for Waukesha Express, Ryan Slonak. 7 for Texas Fort Aquatics, Yoka Meza. And 8 for Fort Wayne Swim Team, Owen Denkirk. Thomas Mercer of Lakeside in 4. Appears to have the edge, and he does touch first here in the bonus final in a time of 56.57. Consolation final, men's 100 butterfly. Once again, consolation final of the men's 100 butterfly. Lane 1 for Stingrays, Noah Smith. 2 for Carolina Aquatic, William Gray. 3 for Machine Aquatics, Noah Dyer. 4 for Tide Riders, Joshua Knowles. 6 for Lakeside, Stephen Bailey. 7 for Arlington Aquatic, Joshua Wolf. And 8 for North Carolina Aquatic, Andrew Cummins. Noah Smith, outside, 25.71. Joshua Knowles, second in lane 4. Joshua Knoll, Tide Riders, lane 4, bringing it back, and Knoll on the wall in a 55.26. And now here comes out the championship final heat in men's 100 butterfly. And the lineup, starting in lane 1 from Arlington Aquatic Club, Caleb Wolf. 2 for Kentucky Aquatics, Clark Coyle. 3 for Bulldog Aquatic Club, Adam Whittemeyer. 4 for Suburban Seahawks, Jacob Johnson. 5 for Huntsville Swim Association, Bradford Johnson. 6 for Ole Swimming, Max Haney. 7 for Machine Aquatics, Ryan Graham. And in lane 8 for New Wave Swim Club, Enzo Solitario. The championship final heat in men's 100 butterfly. NCSA long course record of the men's 100 fly, 53.74 by Connor Black of Cats Aquatic in 2013. The Olympic trial cut time in the men's 100 fly, 53.59. Jacob Johnson, Suburban Seahawks, out front in lane 4. He turned into 25.46 this morning. 25.05 for Ryan Graham out front. Ryan Graham in lane 7. Looks to be on pace for the Olympic trial cut. Now coming back in lane 4 in a big way, Jacob Johnson from Suburban Seahawks. Jacob Johnson coming into the wall. Let's see what the time is as he touches 54.37. Now the E final heat in women's 200 breaststroke. Lane 1 for Long Island Aquatic Club, Kira Patton. 2 for Academy Bullets, Olivia Moore. 3 for Texas Fort Aquatics, Jolie Felt. 4 for Arlington Aquatic, Annabelle Bremner. 5 for Lakeside Swim Team, Kate Brager. 6 for Texas Fort Aquatics, Morgan Farlow. 7 for Academy Bullets, Abigail Moore. And in late 8 for Arlington Aquatic Club, Nora Sherman. Hundred turn of the C final heat. Abigail Moore, lane 7, 1:16.97, ahead of Kira Patton, Long Island Aquatic Club, lane 1. Abigail Moore, Academy Bullets, healthy lead here in this E final heat to get us started in the women's 200 breaststroke in our final session at the 2023 NCSA Summer Swimming Championships at the IU Natatorium here in Indianapolis. And Abigail Moore, 240.74. D final in women's 200 breaststroke. D final, lane 1 for North Carolina Aquatic, Isabel Wolk. 2 for Machine Aquatics, Megan Cleaver. 3 for Rockville Montgomery, Mimi Moore. Lane 4 for Long Island Aquatic Club, Catherine Monofusco. 5 for Northwest Arkansas Aquatics, Lian Fang Yu. 6 for Kentucky Aquatics, Christina Aud. 7 for Poseidon Swimming, Caitlin Jager. And in lane 8 for Tide Riders, Ruby Nussbaum. Lian Fang Yu, Northwest Arkansas Aquatic. Out front at the 100, lane 5, 116.55. Ahead of Catherine Monofusco. Next to you, lane 4, 117.31. Third, Christina Aud in lane 6. D final heat coming into the wall. For the finish, and Lian Fang Yu of Northwest Arkansas Aquatics in lane 5, 2:39.58. Bonus final, women's 200 breaststroke. Lane 1 for Academy Bullets, Isabella Witowitz. 2 for Greenwich YWCA, Sydney G. 3 for Texas Ford Aquatics, Marley Pellegrin. 4 for Affinity Aquatic, Caden Stout. 5 for North Carolina Aquatic, Kenzie Kim. 6 for Machine Aquatics, Elizabeth Bryan. 7 for Northwest Arkansas Aquatic, Jenna Gogol, and 8-4 Long Island Aquatic Club, Madison Lim. Sydney G, Greenwich YWCA, still in lead at the 100, 115.71. Ahead of Elizabeth Bryan, lane 6 at a 116.39. And Elizabeth Bryan, Machine Aquatics here in lane 6. Brings it in to cap off the bonus final heat in women's 200 breaststroke. Her time, 2:37.30. Consolation final. Lane 1 of this consolation final heat from Academy Bullets, Enya Linson. 2 from, also from the Bullets, Chloe Diner. 3 from Blazing Barracudas, Sophia Jimenez. 4 from Southeastern Swim Club, Audrey Crawford. 5 for Huntsville Swim Association, Ellis McGraw. 6 for Team Greenville, Lila Bognar. 7 for Arlington Aquatic Club, Nina Wasaki. And 8 for St. Croix Swim Club, Madeline Reed. Nina Wasaki, Arlington Aquatic, is going to turn in lane 7 at the 100, 114.36, ahead of Audrey Crawford, Southeastern Swim Club, lane 4 at a 115.08. Now Audrey Crawford, Southeastern Swim Club, out front at the 150. 155.43 ahead of Wasaki. And third, Ellis McGraw in lane 5. Audrey Crawford, Southeastern Swim Club, bringing it in here in the consolation final heat. Her time, 2:36.10. And now bringing out the championship final heat in women's 200 breaststroke. Lineup here in the championship final heat of the women's 200 breaststroke. Lane 1 for Chelsea Piers Aquatic, Abigail King. 2 for Tide Riders, Carolyn Foltz. 3 for Lakeside Swim Team, Hannah Schmidt. Lane 4 for Academy Bullets, Elizabeth Naraki. 5 for the Bullets, Bridget McCann. Lane 6 for Chicago Wolfpack, Kayla Duran. Lane 7 for Rockville Montgomery, Angela Kadori. And in lane 8 for Lakeside Swim Team, Georgia Kaler, in your championship final heat of this women's 200 breaststroke. NCSA long course record in the women's 200 breaststroke, 229.82 by Zoe Dixon, Nova of Virginia in 2021. The Olympic trial cut for this event, 231.69. Kayla Duran out in the lead at the 50. She turns into 33.67 ahead of Elizabeth Naraki in lane 4. Pretty tightly packed group here in the championship final heat of this event, with Bridget McCann from Academy Bullets now out front, lane 5, as she turns into 112.45. Second position, Kayla Duran in lane 6, and third, Hannah Schmidt from Lakeside in lane 3. Bridget McCann this morning at the 150, 154.60. And McCann turns into 152.11. Hannah Schmidt now in the lead from Lakeside. Hannah Schmidt from Lakeside, lane 3. Leads the field down here in the championship final heat of this event. And Hannah Schmidt touching in a time of 2:31.25. And that's better than the Olympic trial cut time in the women's 200 breaststroke. Hannah Schmidt from Lakeside. Here's the E final of the men's 200 breaststroke. Lane 1 for Lakeside Swim Team, Peyton Harrison. 2 for Long Island Aquatic, Reed O'Connell. 3 for XL Aquatic, Samuel Martin. Lane 4 for Franklin Regional Swim Team, Alexander Reese. 5 for Kentucky Aquatics, Yi Zhang. 6 for Eagle Swim Team, Holden Skidmore. 7 for Rockwood Swim Club, Jeffrey G. And late 8 for Waukesha Express, Carter Jewell. Holden Skidmore out front at the 100. In your E final heat here, 108.36 ahead of Samuel Martin, Excel. In lane 3, who turned in a 110.52. Skidmore holds the lead through the 150, turns in a 146.14. Samuel Martin second in lane 3. Alexander Reese, Franklin Regional, third in lane 4. Holden Skidmore swimming for Eagle Swim Team. And closing strong here at the end, Alexander Reese, Franklin Regional in lane 4. Alexander Reese into the lead. And Alexander Reese wins the E final heat in men's 200 breaststroke in a time of 2:24.43. Look at that split for Reese on the way back compared to the other swimmers, 36.01. He stepped on the gas on that last 50. Now the D final. Lane 1 for Rockville Montgomery, Brian Wilbur. 2 for Lakeside Swim Team, Noah Benton. 3 for Zionsville Swim Club, Brady Byer. 4 for Nova of Virginia, Bryant Julian. 5 for North Carolina Aquatic, Ian Platts Mills. 6 for Keystone Aquatics, Ryan Lee. 7 for Kentucky Aquatics, Elijah Gridke. And in lane 8 for Long Island Aquatic Club, Andrew Cope. 100 turn, and out in front of the D final heat, Noah Benton, Lakeside, lane 1 at a 109.58. Brady Byers, Zionsville Swim Club, second in lane 3 at a 109.65. And Andrew Koch, third in lane 8. Brian Wilbur, Rockville, Montgomery in lane 1. He's in front now at the 150 with Benton in second, lane 2, and third, Andrew Koch in lane 8. Coming down to the finish here in the D final in men's 200 breaststroke. And Brady Byer fires it up here in this last length. From Zionsville Swim Club, he touches first in a time of 2:24.16. Here's the bonus final. Bonus final, lane 1 for North Carolina Aquatic, Connor Peck. 2 for Nova of Virginia, Spencer Ridge. 3 for XL Aquatics, Gavin Fu. 4 for Boilermaker Aquatics, Lucas Arnaldo. 5 for Carolina Aquatic, Calvin Shaper. 6 for Nova of Virginia, Matthew Wolfel. 7 for St. Croix Swim Club, Antonin Nevercall. And in lane 8 for St. Croix, Jackson Kogler. Ridge in 2, Shaper in 5, turning at the same time at the 50, 32.09. Spencer Ridge, Nova of Virginia, lane 2. 100 turn at a 108.37 ahead of Calvin Shaper from Canton, lane 5. And Nevercall, third in lane 7. Spencer Ridge still out front at the 150, 146.35 ahead of Nevercall, lane 7, 147.51, and Lucas Arnaldo, third in lane 4. Antonin Nevercall, St. Croix Swim Club in lane 7. Over in lane 2, Spencer Ridge. Coming in here, they all reach, and Jack Kogler in lane 8 gets in there first. In the bonus final heat, 2:25.45. They all closed up, and who reached out the furthest, the quickest, and it was Kogler. Here's the consolation final heat of men's 200 breaststroke. Lane 1 for Southeastern Swim Club, Jehun Zhang. 2 for Dance Club, Larkin Hellman. 3 for Texas Ford Aquatics, Michael Termaloff. 4 for Swim Streamline, Levi Tome. 5 for Core Swimming, Chase Dye. 6 for Lakeside Swim Team, Owen Durham. 7 for Southeastern Swim Club, Colin Houston. And lane 8 for Suburban Seahawks, Jake Wang. Swimmers, don't forget that at the conclusion of our championship final heat in men's 200 breaststroke, we'll be doing our awards break before relays. We're going to need the top 8 finishers in each of our races this evening over at award staging. We're going to work our way through and recognize you for your performances tonight before heading into our final relays. So you can start heading in that direction. Keep things moving along, give you more time for warm-up for relays. Jake Wang out front here in the consolation final heat, lane 8, 106.55. Head of Owen Dankirk of Lakeside, 108.52. And third, Michael Termaloff from Texas Ford Aquatics. Jake Wang at the 150, 143.60. Ahead of Owen Durham in lane 6 at a 45.64. Third now, Jehun Zhang of Southeastern Swim Club in lane 1. Jake Wang of Suburban Seahawks in lane 8. Here comes the rest of the field over in lane 6. Owen Durham here from Lakeside. Last minute challenger, but Wang touching first. From Suburban Seahawks, his time, 2:22.03. Now we bring out the championship final heat in men's 200 breaststroke. Here we go, the lineup for this one. Lane 1 from Swim Streamline, Tyler Tannenberger. 2 for Greenwich YWCA, Aiden Bukaria. Lane 3 from Team Pittsburgh, Carter Robertson. Lane 4 for Kentucky Aquatics, Alex Oxenbeam. 5 for Lakeside Swim Team, Wilson York. 6 for Core Swimming, William Savarese. 7 for Rockville Montgomery, Joseph Umhofer. And in lane 8 for Hershey Aquatic Club, Gavin Tran in the championship final heat of men's 200 breaststroke. NCSA long course record of the men's 200 breaststroke, 2:14.37 by Jacob Montague of Grosse Pointe in 2015, and the Olympic trial cut time in this event, 2:15.99. Oxenbean out front, 30.83. Second at the 50, Aiden Beccaria, lane 2. Alex Oxenbean, Kentucky Aquatics. He was a 106.22 with his preliminary swim this morning at the 100. 105.04. Beccaria second in lane 2, 105.86. And third, Tyler Tannenberger from Swim Streamline in lane 1. Oxenbean still looking for his Olympic trial cut time in this event. Entered in at a 2:17.00 at the 150 this morning. He was a 1:42.09. Oxenberg, 1:40.16. Let's get these swimmers home here on the final leg of the championship final heat in men's 200 breaststroke. Come on. Oxenbean from Kentucky Aquatics, giving it all he's got. The Olympic trial cut time, 2:15.99. Is he gonna get it? He touches in a time, 2:16.19. A strong swim there for Alex Oxenbean of Kentucky Aquatics. All right. It is time for our award break. We need the top 8 finishers and all the races we've swum so far this evening over at award staging right now. Coaches, please help us out so we can get through the award ceremonies so we can give these swimmers some time to warm up before our final relays of this evening. Once again, coaches, help us out. We need your top 8 finishers for the 400 free, butterfly, and breaststroke events over at award staging right now. Now it's award presentation time. First up, the award presentation of the women's 400 freestyle event tonight. In 8th place from New Wave Swim Club, Isabel Mundy. 7th from Team Greenville, Lila Bogner. 6th from Germantown Academy, Carly Bowles. 5th from Tide Riders, Nora Lee Brown. 4th from Rockville Montgomery, Andrea Dworak. 3rd from Germantown Academy, Emily Hamill. 2nd from Lakeside Swim Team, Haley McDonald. And your NCSA champion in the women's 400 freestyle from Rockville Montgomery, setting a new meet record with her performance of a 4:12.80 and getting her Olympic trial cut, Madison Smith. Thank you, ladies. And our next presentation in the men's 400 freestyle. In 8th place from New Wave Swim Club, Truman Brightup. 7th from Rockville Montgomery Swim Club, Cooper Zecker Kimney. 6th place from Lakeside Swim Team, Clay Bauman. 5th from Swim Houston Aquatics, Gideon Swan. 4th place from Dad's Club, Alex Meow. 3rd from Eagle Swim Team, Brandon Richter. 2nd from Petty Aquatic Association, Luke Brennan. And your NCSA champion in the men's 400 freestyle from Core Swimming, William Savarese, in a time of 3:58.07. Our next presentation, the women's 100 butterfly. In 8th place from Germantown Academy Aquatic, Taylor Grimley. 7th from Blazing Barracudas, Lily Mihawk. 6th from Arlington Aquatic, Sophie Fredericks. 5th from Huntsville Swim Association, Samantha Chan. 4th from Academy Bullets, Rebecca Rentz. 3rd from St. Andrews Aquatics, Aspen Gersper. Placing 2nd from TNT Swimming, Lavinia Sim. And your NCSA champion in a women's 100 fly from Lakeside Swim Team with a new meet record, 59:07, Charlotte Crush. Also, Charlotte now an Olympic trial qualifier in a women's 100 butterfly, so congratulations. Award presentation in men's 100 butterfly. In 8th place from Arlington Aquatic Club, Kayla Wolf. 7th from Bulldog Aquatic, Adam Winnemeyer. 6th from New Wave Swim Club, Enzo Solitario. 5th from Ole Swimming, Max Haney. 4th from Machine Aquatics, Ryan Graham. 3rd from Kentucky Aquatics, Clark Coyle. 2nd from Huntsville Swim Association, Bradford Johnson. And your NCSA champion in the men's 100 fly from Suburban Seahawks, Jacob Johnson, in a time of 54.37. Our next award presentation in women's 200 breaststroke. In 8th place from Chicago Wolfpack Aquatic, Kayla Duran. 7th from Chelsea Piers Aquatic, Abigail King. 6th from Lakeside Swim Team, Georgia Kaler. 5th from Tide Riders, Carolyn Foltz. 4th from Academy Bullets, Elizabeth Naraki. 3rd from Rockville Montgomery, Angela Kadori. 2nd from Academy Bullets, Bridget McCann. And your NCSA champion of the women's 200 breaststroke from Lakeside, getting her Olympic trial cut time with her swim tonight of a 1:31.25, Hannah Schmidt. Awesome job, ladies. Our final award presentation for this evening in the men's 200 breaststroke. In 8th place from Hershey Aquatic Club, Gavin Tran. 7th from Course Swimming, William Saravisi. 6th from Rockville Montgomery, Joseph Umhofer. 5th from Greenwich YWCA, Aiden Beccaria. 4th from Team Pittsburgh Elite Aquatics, Carter Robertson. 3rd from Swim Streamline, Tyler Tannenberger. Placing 2nd from Lakeside Swim Team, Wilson York. And the NCSA champion of the men's 200 breaststroke from Kentucky Aquatics in a time of 2:16.19, Alex Oxenbeam. Just about 9 minutes away from the start of our final relay races of the evening. Swimmers and coaches, we're just about 5 minutes away from heading into our relays here. 400 freestyle relays, 5 minutes away. Let's please start to begin clearing the pool. Swimmers, let's please clear the main competition pool. Swimmers, please exit the pool. Swimmers, please hop out of the pool. We're getting ready to start. Timers to your chairs, please. Timers, please get back into your chairs. All right, who out there's ready for relays? Let's hear you. Who's ready for relays? Come on, let's get it going. We're going to start it off, Heat 1 of the women's 400 freestyle relay. Robertson leads off for Affinity Aquatic in lane 1. Hobart for Chelsea Pierce in 2. Flessick for Academy Bullets in 3. Brock for North Carolina in 4. Parsons for Fast Tigers in 5. Perkins for Lakeside in 6. Mihawk for Blazing Barracudas in lane 7. And McGillis for St. Croix in lane 8. There should be a Blazing Saddles swim club, right? Academy Bullets out front. Susanna Krasnicki up next. Lane 4 for North Carolina, Isabel Wolk. And Blazing Barracudas in lane 7, Meredith Stewart. Number 3 swimmers ready to go. North Carolina Aquatic out front, lane 4. Abigail Emmerich, there she goes. Second, Academy Bullets, lane 3. Paige Kowal. Third, Fisher's Area Swimming Tigers, lane 5. Claire Francis. Good race in here. Anchor swimmers up next. Academy Bullets out front. Underway for the Bullets. Claire Conklin. Daisy Collins for North Carolina in lane 4. For Fast Tigers in 5, Emma Schwertfeger. Academy Bullets, their B relay. Still in the lead, Claire Conklin bringing it home. And Academy Bullets, the B relay, 3:54.49. Heat 2 in the women's 400 freestyle relay. Miller leads off for Rockville Montgomery in lane 1. Swinney for Zionsville in 2. Adair for Team Pittsburgh in 3. Kitchell for Dad's Club in 4. Zentz for Eagle Swim Team in 5. Cloutman for Rockwood Swim Club in 6. Stukas for Machine Aquatics in 7. Alasware for Chelsea Piers Aquatic in lane 8. Dad's Club out front, Cindy Smith in the water now. Zionsville Swim Club in lane 2, Ava Metzger. And third, Machine Aquatics in lane 7, Elizabeth Bryant. Kira DeJong up next for Dad's Club, lane 4. Over in lane 2, Zionsville Swim Club, Kathleen Baroker up next. Lane 6 for Rockwood Swim Club, Abby Luke. Ellie Burke for Dad's Club now. Chelsea Pierce, Anna Edwards in lane 8. And for Zionsville, Maggie Headley. Ellie Burke tearing it up out here for Dad's Club on the way back. Burke cruising along into the wall, and Dad's Club touching in a time of 3:52.06. Heat 3 of the women's 400 freestyle relay. Dwork leads off for Rockville Montgomery in lane 1. McCall for Ole Swimming in 2. Chow for Chicago Wolfpack in 3. Connor for Long Island in 4. Lakeside, it's Crush leading off. Rents for Academy Bullets in 6. Hamill for Germantown Academy in lane 7, and Chase for Core Swimming in lane 8. NCSA long course record of the women's 400 freestyle relay, 3:48.63 by Fox Valley Swim Team in 2019. Charlotte Crush, lane 5, has Lakeside out front. It'll be Haley McDonald up next for Lakeside. Over in lane 3 for Chicago Wolfpack, Fagan Kaminsky. And third position, Academy Bullets in lane 6, Sadie Murphy. Germantown Academy, lane 7 now in the third position. Lakeside out in front, Ava Graziani up next. Lane 6 for Academy Bullets, Chloe Diner. And now underway in lane 7 for Germantown Academy, Carly Bowles. Sydney Brager to anchor for Lakeside. In lane 6 for Academy Bullets, Bridget McCann. Moving into third position, Germantown Academy. And we got Taylor Grimley in the water for Germantown. Getting the meet record, 3:48.63. Lakeside out front, the battle for second and third. And Lakeside into the wall in a new meet record time, 3:48.43. Fantastic, ladies. There'll be 3 heats in a row now for the men in the 400 freestyle relay. Let's see if we can have 2 relay records in a row tonight, just like last night. Heat 1 in men's 400 freestyle relay. Wolf leads off for Arlington Aquatic in lane 1. Barnett for Rockville Montgomery in 2. Frank for Tsunami in 3. Lenosi for Chelsea Piers in 4. Sashow for Texas Ford Aquatics in 5. McDonald for Huntsville Swim Association in 6. Hellman for Dad's Club in 7. And Gow for Team Pittsburgh in lane 8. Chelsea Piers out front. Jack Haley up next. For Texas Ford in lane 5, Andrew McEachran. And third, Tsunami Swim Team in lane 3, Preston Zuber. Texas Ford out front. Kurt Owens now in the water for Chelsea Piers in lane 4. Henry Peters. Dad's Club third position in lane 7. James Grossman. Chelsea Piers battling back. That's Henry Peters for Chelsea Piers, turning it over to Evan Belmont. It'll be Braden Jones for Texas Ford in lane 5. Underway for Dad's Club, Jack Brown. Texas Ford Aquatics into the wall, 331.42. Heat 2 in men's 400 freestyle relay. Kuntz leading off for Zionsville in lane 1, Knoll for Tide Riders in 2, Avery for Swim Streamline in 3, Fleck for Germantown Academy in 4, Yinier for Suburban Seahawks in 5, Duncan for Eagle Swim Team in 6, Nolan for Chicago Wolfpack in 7, and Solitario for New Wave in lane 8. Over in lane 2 for Tide Riders, it's Graham Zucker's up next. Second position, New Wave in lane 8, Caden Hedrick. And for Germantown Academy in lane 4, Jonathan Freeman. Tide Riders, lane 2, Graham Zucker. Now moving up in 4 and 5, you got Jonathan Freeman for Germantown Academy in 4, Jacob Johnson for Suburban Seahawks in 5. Tide Riders out front, Jackson Bradford up next. Lane 4 for Germantown Academy, Andrew Zhao, Charlie Nencha for Suburban Seahawks in lane 5. Tide Riders still out front. Germantown Academy now in 3rd, Suburban Seahawks in 2nd. Charlie Nencha for Suburban Seahawks, A relay. Jake Wang up next for them. Over there, Tide Riders still out front in lane 2. Maxwell Marcus, Germantown Academy in lane 3. Is Landon D'Ariano. He's a quick one. Oh, it's going to be a great finish coming up in Heat 2 of the men's 400 freestyle relay. They make the turn down at the far end. Suburban Seahawks out front. Jake Wang. Second, Germantown Academy in lane 4. Landon D'Ariano. And Tide Riders now in 3rd, lane 2. Maxwell Marcus bringing it home. Jake Wang getting it done for Suburban Seahawks in lane 5. Suburban Seahawks touching in a 3:27.59. Heat 3 in the men's 400 freestyle relay. Savarese out first for core swimming in lane 1. Lopez for Rockville Montgomery in 2. Tretyakov for Huntsville Swim Association in 3. McKenzie for Arlington Aquatic in lane 4. Crush for Lakeside in 5. Ross for Machine Aquatics in 6. Petler for Long Island Aquatic in 7. And Chapman for Dad's Club in lane 8. Lakeside out front, lane 5. John Crush going to turn it over to Alexander Teesing. Second position is core swimming in lane 1. Michael Higgins. Third, Dad's Club in lane 8. Alex Meow. Alexander Teesing coming in for Lakeside. Mercer Thomas up next, or Thomas Mercer rather, in lane 8. Nicholas Hensel for Dad's Club. Third, Huntsville in lane 3, Lance Young. It'll be Zane Butt to anchor for Lakeside in lane 5. For Dad's Club in lane 8, Colby Williams. Over in lane 3 for Huntsville, Luke Bitzel. NCSA long course record, the men's 400 freestyle relay, 3:24.57 by Allegheny. Allegheny North Swim Club in 2018. Are we going to see a record being broken coming up? And on the wall, Lakeside in a time of 3:25.63. This is Heat 4 in the women's 400 freestyle relay. Zoller leads off for Southeastern Swim Club in lane 1. Glass for Texas Ford Aquatics in 2. Brown for Tide Riders in 3. Wagner for Waukesha Express in 4. Gersper for St. Andrews in 5. Miklos for Nova of Virginia in 6. Douglas for Arlington Aquatic in 7, and Pickard for Astra Area Aquatics in lane 8. Number 2 swimmers on the way. Waukesha Express, that'd be Ella Antoniewski for St. Andrews in lane 5. Logan Zielinski. And 3rd, Nova of Virginia in lane 6. Elizabeth Goodwin-Burney. Kate Larson up next for Waukesha Express in lane 4. Lane 5 for St. Andrews, Alexandra Erickson. And Nova of Virginia in lane 6, Ava McKinney. Avery Larson, Waukesha Express. Waukesha Express, 3:51:28. Heat 4, the men's 400 freestyle relay. Bauman out for Lakeside at lane 1. Chevrolet for Petty Aquatic in 2. Pala for Texas Ford in 3. Otto for Kentucky Aquatics in 4. Slater for Zionsville in 5. Mikowski for Academy Bullets in 6. Mailer for Affinity Aquatic in 7, and Monalisi for Chelsea Piers in lane 8. Nicholas Johnson for Kentucky Aquatics. There he goes. For Academy Bullets, Sebastian Leal. And third for Petty Aquatics, lane 2, Luke Brennan. Underway for Petty Aquatics in lane 2, Daniel Lister. For Academy Bullets in lane 6, Aiden Puck. And for Kentucky Aquatics in lane 4, Clark Coyle. Max Peterson, Petty Aquatics. In the water for Academy Bullets in lane 6, Braden Capon. And for Kentucky Aquatics in lane 4, Alex Oxenbeam. Academy Bullets, 3:34.05. So, Heat 5 in the women's 400 freestyle relay. We had Rachel Bachroth leading off for Wilmington Aquatic in lane 7. Isabella Carabello underway now for Wilmington. For Huntsville, Kara Jones. And for Kentucky Aquatics, Liliana Jones. Mallory Jeremiah now for Wilmington in lane 7. For Kentucky Aquatics, Christina Aud and Ellis McGraw for Huntsville in lane 5. Samantha Chan coming back for Huntsville. On the move in lane 3 for Tide Riders, Leah Renner. But Kentucky Aquatics in lane 6, 400.55. Heat 5 in the men's 400 freestyle relay. Steiner leading off for Machine Aquatics in lane 1. Hernandez for Center Grove in 2. Lee for North Carolina in 3. Gillard for Southeast Metro in 4. Pruitt for XL Aquatics in 5. Price for Franklin Regional in 6. Jewell for Waukesha Express in 7. And Azell for Northwest Arkansas in lane 8. Southeast Metro out front. Neil Abramson now in the water for North Carolina in lane 3. Ian Platts Mills And for Franklin Regional in lane 6, James Stewart. Waukesha Express. Ian Leonard now in the water for North Carolina. Tyler Barrett. And for Franklin Regional, Isaac Late. Close race into the wall, touching first. North Carolina, lane 3, 335.29. Heat 6, men's 400 freestyle relay. Connor leads off for Academy Bullets in 1, Baldwin for Long Island in 2. Wayne Yanpa for Mako Aquatics in 3. Tenenberger for Swim Streamline in 4. Widner for Stingrays in 5. Heinlein Persol for Chicago Wolfpack in 6. Haney for Ole Swimming in 7. And Grimmenstein for Team Pittsburgh Elite in lane 8. Ole Swimming out front. Benjamin Leginski now in the water. For Swim Streamline, lane 4, Jackson Lindahl. And for Chicago Wolfpack in lane 6, Mauricio Gonzalez. Isaac Davis up next for Ole in lane 7. Over in lane 4 for Swim Streamline, Mason Otwell. For Chicago Wolfpack in lane 6, Levi Tipton. Colin Zexter underway for Ole Swimming in lane 7. For Swim Streamline, Noah Hamner. And for Chicago Wolfpack in lane 6, Larry Rattler. Ole Swimming coming in. Colin Zexter for Ole. They touch in a time of 3:32.66. Heat 7, men's 400 freestyle relay. Bartz leads off for Nova of Virginia in 3, Blatt for Tide Riders in 4, Schultz for Rockwood Swim Club in 5, and Bauman for Lakeside in lane 6. Lakeside out in lane 6, Noah Benton now underway. Second, Nova of Virginia, Douglas Welsh. Third is Tide Riders in lane 4, Cohen Osborne. Sawyer Tap now underway for Lakeside in lane 6. For Nova of Virginia, Aiden Muninovic. Christopher Thur to anchor for Lakeside in lane 6. A tight race now between Nova Virginia and Tide Riders. Underway for Nova Virginia in lane 3. James Shart in the anchor position and Julio Suarez for Tide Riders in lane 4. Lakeside swim team. Christopher Thur coming in here in lane 6. Gets close with Nova of Virginia, but Lakeside is touching first in a time of 3:36.68. Well, great job, swimmers. Great job, coaches, for getting them here. And thank you, swim fans up in the stands, parents, family, friends, etc. Appreciate you being here to support these athletes. That concludes day 4. Tomorrow we're going to have competition in the 50 breaststroke, 200 IM, 50 free, and we're going to have 1,000 free for women and a 1,500 for men. So we're looking forward to that. Our final day of competition, the 2023 NCSA Summer Swimming Championships. We'll have a tally for you tomorrow morning of all the meet records that have been broken so far in the meet, of which there's been many. And so everybody, enjoy your evening. Be safe. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.